Thanks for coming this evening. As you can see, this is a very tragic day for us. It's a very stressful day, and please be patient, in that process that we're all going through. Not only my officers, the officers involved, but the whole employee staff. But today, February 23rd, at approximately 0:25 hours, my deputies responded to 3606 Highway 11W after receiving calls of a check welfare. The check welfare was on a Jackie Scott Pendergrass, which we've not had much prior history at all at that residence. Officers responded. At some point, one of my officers that arrived, right when he arrived, Mr. Pendergrass fired a shot. The officer then retreated towards cover, and deputies responded with fire as well. At some time during the gunfire exchange, Deputy Steve Hinkle was struck by gunfire, and Deputy Hinkle was transported to a local hospital where he is in serious condition. So we appreciate everybody's prayers in his condition. An overwhelming response of neighboring agencies arrived to assist us in our efforts from all over. We've had Carter County, Hawkins County, Kingsport City, THP, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, FBI, and I hope I didn't leave anybody out. But numerous attempts were made to negotiate with Mr. Pendergrass, which were unsuccessful. After several hours, entry was made into the residence, and the suspect was found deceased. Deputy Hinkle is a very loved officer here. I've worked with him for many years. He's done every facet of the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office when it comes to corrections, patrol, school resource officer, process, courts. He started corrections in 1986. He was sent to the Law Enforcement Training Academy in 1987, and has spent 27 years with the protection of our community and safety of the citizens of Sullivan County. So, Deputy Hinkle's very respected. He's a father, grandfather, brother, and also a brother of our agency, and we love him dearly. And our continued prayers in his recovery at this time are every chance we get. But like I say, he is in serious condition, and that's all I have at this time about him. Like I say about the suspect, the deputies responded to his residence. No prior criminal history. The call volume at that house was 3. We had a couple burglaries in 2011, and then a disturbance in 2013. So he wasn't well known to the criminal justice system. He wasn't very well known to officers, and whatever led up to this, of course, is under further investigation, and I'll require patience with also the investigation, and I'll also refer any inquiries to that, any more questions to Tennessee Bureau of Investigation Public Information Officer Leslie Earhart. See any questions?
Sheriff, was he the only officer that arrived at that time, or were there multiple officers that arrived at the scene?
There were multiple officers. They were sort of pinned down at one point, but thankfully we did get Officer Hinkle out of any more harm's way, which takes a lot of efforts when somebody's actively shooting. Yes.
The person who requested the check on Mr. Pendergrass, did they say why they wanted him checked on?
Like I say, that's further investigation that we're looking into. There's a lot of questions that still need to be answered, and I'm referring that out to Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. Anytime there's an officer involved shooting, of course, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, a neutral and detached agency, investigates that. So anything involving what transpired to that, and I'm sure it's still under investigation. So Ms. Earhart won't be able to answer a lot of stuff too, because we're still really premature into the investigation. So it could take days and possibly weeks.
Was anybody else injured on scene?
No, that was it. Deputy Steve Hinkle.
When they called for backup, how many other officers showed up? I mean, talk about that part of the process when they called for backup.
Just a great response, and anybody that's been in law enforcement knows the camaraderie, the brotherhood, There's love for each and every officer that works there. We don't only respond to a violent confrontation like that, we respond as fast as we can get there to protect our officers. And as you can tell, it's a difficult situation. The process these officers are going through are difficult. And, I respect, any type of prayers and condolences to them and their families as well, because they've been through a lot as well.
And at last check, we saw 11W was clear. Is there still anybody out there on scene at this hour around?
Oh, yes, ma'am, I'm sure.
Was anybody else at home with Mr. Pendergrass at the time?
Not
of
at
that
the
check?
time, not at the time of the check was.
Okay, so he was the only person home. And you said he's still in serious condition. Anything else you can share about your deputy?
No, like I say, it's serious, and we're going to keep praying, and it's just a hard time, and we're just wishing for the best.
Is that it? Anybody have any questions? Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.